Hey everybody, Burning Axe here from Brohoff Productions. I'm doing a different type of video today. This is an SFM tutorial, and it's the first one I've ever done. Well, technically I did one on my other channel, but that was a long time ago. Now I got a request from the best Lil Miss Rarity 2. She commented on my recent video called Sith Chord. It's a pretty interesting animation. Now she wants me to show how to use SFM and specifically MLP stuff, I guess, because I do MLP animations these days. And so I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to cover everything in this. So, first of all, you're going to actually want to download SFM. It's a free program. It's on Steam. Everyone has Steam, and if you don't have Steam, go get Steam. It's free. Download Source Fimmaker. It's a great animating program, and it's free. Fun fact, Valve, the creators of the games like Portal 2 and Team Fortress and all those games, the creators actually use Source Fimmaker program to create all their cutscenes in their games. Fun fact. Anyways, Right, so once you've got SFM, you're going to want to get some models, specifically for this video, pony models. So there's 3 websites you can check out. You can check out Pony SFM. Yes, I know, it's spoilery. I probably shouldn't be on here myself, but I'm never looking up. I just ignore anything else I see that's spoilery. I always search up what I need specifically, so that's fine. So you get the models from either here, you can get them from the Steam community website itself. All you have to do is go to the Steam community, then go to Workshop, then type Source Fimmaker in the search bar and hit search, and then it should come up, although it doesn't appear to be working. There we go, wait for it. Okay, there we go. And then you just type in MLP stuff in the search bar and it will come up. Or you could go on SFM Lab. Either way, although SFM Lab only has one thing on there at the moment, Ponyballs. Now, there's easy ways to download things and harder ways. If you're using Steam Community, it's actually really easy to download stuff and put them into SFM. All you have to do, I've got this as an example, MLP Friendship Express. It's like the train from the show. Just hit the subscribe button, and then when you're on SFM, you will actually get a message right here. I've just downloaded this, so now all I have to do is hit OK, and you can find it in the program later on. It's easy. That's all you have to do if you're using Steam Community Workshop. Now, if you were to get it from SFM Lab, as an example, or Pony SFM, you actually get a file as a WinRAR file like this. Now, you just get a folder with materials and models. So once you've got that, you're probably thinking, well, what the hell do I do with that? I don't know. You could look up a tutorial, but I'm actually going to show you in this video. I'm going to cover everything if I can. This video, I don't know how long it will be, but this will cover everything you need to know. Right. So, first of all, you want to find out where your Steam folder is. So, you want to go to this PC or my computer, whatever. Now, mine's in Data D, but it could be in any of one of your other hard drives. I don't know. You just need to find it, and it should be called Steam. Once you're in that folder, you need to go through a lot of source folders. Right. So, you need to do this. You need to go to Steam Apps, Common, Source Fimmaker, Game, and then User Mod. Now, once you're in the User Mod, you can actually see there's a Materials folder and a Models folder. Now, you don't need to open these up. You just need to be in this User Mod folder itself. And then once you've downloaded the files, like I've got this Ponyballs thing, just copy both of those and drag them in, and it will put them in. So now, if you go on SFM, they'll be in there. You may have to close the program and reopen it if it's already open for them to appear. So if they're not in there straight away when you have the program open after putting something in a folder, don't freak out. They're probably there. You just need to restart the program. I'm just going to leave mine open because it doesn't really matter. Now I will talk about this real quick as well. When you're doing animations in SFM, you do animations yourself, like you can move the limbs around on the characters and whatnot and do whatever you want. But there are pre-made animations. Now, I have one right here as an example. It's a fast gallop thing for a pony. Now, if you want to download this, I've already downloaded it for argument's sake, so I'm just going to go to it real quick. It is right here, but I've already got it in my downloads folder. So now, this is a DMX file. You don't put this in the models or materials folder or user mod at all. You actually have to create a folder yourself. So I created one. I called it DMX. So in the DMX folder, I have 2 things here already. I haven't put this new one in. So all you have to do is you have to just drag this into there, and it's in there. So if you want to actually import an animation onto your character, I'll show you how to do that later on. but all you have to do is right-click kind of thing, and then select the folder source that you want, and that's how you do that. Okay, so once you are in SFM for the first time, the first thing you're going to want to do is load in a map, because if you spawn in any models at the moment, you won't see them because it's just pitch blackness. So you're going to right-click onto this viewpoint, this view window right here, the primary viewpoint, and click Load Map. Now, the program itself does come with a lot of default things from Valve games like Gmod, Half-Life 2, and Team Fortress, and whatnot, and all that stuff. You can look for stuff, like, for the moment, I'm just going to type in Pony, and then there it is, Pony Village. I'm going to use Ponyville, basically. I've downloaded that from the Pony SFM website. You can get it yourself. It's not the best map ever. It's kind of, it's not very detailed, I should say, but it does work. Now, also, SFM has a few issues with not responding. Now, it says not responding at the top there, and if I click the screen, it does this. Don't worry, SFM does this a lot, even on my computer. You don't have to have the best computer in the world to run SFM. Even if you have a really good computer, it's still going to not respond. That's just how the program is. It's very awkward. It's actually still in beta stages, and even though it's been out several years. Right, okay, now, once you're on the map, if you want to move around, you hold down the left-click mouse button, the left mouse button. You'll know when it's working because your cursor will suddenly disappear. Now, when you're holding it down, you can move around with the mouse like so, turn around, do whatever. To move around, actually, like full-on move, you use the WASD keys, W-A-S-D, W to go forward, S to go back, A and D to go up, down, left and right. Left and right. I'm not really explaining very well here. I'm terrible at tutorials. If you want to go up and down on the spot, you use the Z key, and then down is X. So Z is up, X is down. If you hold down the R key and then rotate the mouse, it'll actually rotate. So you got to hold down R for that. I don't recommend doing that too much though, because you might mess up. Now here's the map, by the way. It's not, as I said, it's not the best detailed map in the world. It's okay, it's not bad. There's not really a lot in the buildings. Some of the buildings are incomplete. I've noticed, like this one over here doesn't even have a front. It just has like a door frame and the wall's missing. There is a different version of this map though. This one's a second version. It's supposed to be more complete, but it's actually less complete for some reason. Have no idea why. Anyway, let's just move this tutorial on a little bit more. So first of all, once you've got the map open, any map, doesn't matter, you want to spawn in your models. Now to do this, you just go over to this plus button right here, and you want to create animation set for model, new model. Now it comes with a load of stuff that you've downloaded. This is a lightsaber I got recently. I'm going to just spawn it in a pony though. Let me just find one real quick. So I've got this one flutter cord. It's kind of interesting. Got Discord himself, and you know what? I'm just going to spawn in my OC. Oh, these are the pony balls. I haven't looked at these yet. I downloaded these on the spot. Anyways, where is it? There's my OC. That's Burning Axe. Now, if you want to create your own OC for SFM, don't ask me how to do it. I have no idea. I didn't do this myself. Shout out to Zebriax, who actually made my OC, as well as also making Nature's Fury's OC right here. So let's just, I'm going to spawn in my OC right now, so let's open him up. He'll spawn in wherever the camera is. Now, because I haven't actually spawned in a camera, like a proper camera, this is the work camera. So the work camera is... it's basically, it shows everything, basically. If you've got like a regular camera, like if I was to switch to camera 1, that's what that is looking at. So work camera is the thing that's flying around now. That's where camera 1 is, what this viewpoint is looking at. That's looking at my OC, so if I hit camera 1, that's what that's looking at. So when you export an animation, you want to be in camera mode, like camera 1. Let's see if I export the animation with this selected, you'll see this on your screen. I'll go into camera movement later. For now, I'm going to show you how to animate your OC, or just a model in general. So you want to switch to work camera mode for actually animating it itself. I wouldn't really do any other thing. Okay, first things first. When you've got your model, it'll appear in this animation set editor right here. There's the thing right there. You can hit this plus button to expand things. You've got all the different flexes, body, arms, legs, tail. I'll go through that momentarily. But first of all, just right click on the actual thing itself, and you want to see if there's extra options. Sometimes there's set skin, set body groups, but sometimes there isn't. It depends on the model. For these Pony OCs, for whatever reason, on the set skin you have smaller versions of the eyes. And the third one is the smallest one. It looks so stupid. It's great. I love it. And you also set body groups. You can actually put the wings to closed, if that makes sense. So you can actually close both the wings if you wanted. So now the wings are not actually sticky outy, if that makes sense. Obviously, again, to move the camera around, you hold down the left click and use WASD to move around your character. La 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 la. Okay, right, now then. If you want to actually select any of the bones on the character, you can do it manually from here. Like, you can go to arms, example, and select the left shoulder, and that'll select just that bit, so you can move it like that. Although I don't recommend actually moving it with the move tool. You want to rotate things. So this is the rotate tool right here. You select this thing right here. This is the move tool. This will actually move things like that. You can use these arrows and whatnot to do that, but I don't recommend doing that to body parts. Objects, sure, from the root position only. If you want to actually move the character around, you'll actually have to select the root transform, which is, I think, in useless? No, not useless. Body, it's in body. So you select root transform, and then you can move it around, and it'll move in any position you want. If you want to undo a mistake, you press Control Z. That's pretty much any program ever. This program actually has unlimited undos, unlike some programs which only have like 20 or something. So you have unlimited undos. If you want to redo it, it's Control Y, so you can it's Control Alt Z. No, it's not. It's Control Shift Z. There we go. I'm an idiot. So Control Z to undo, Control Shift Z to redo, or you can just manually do it from here. Undo, blah blah blah. So the next thing, as I said, if you want to select a specific body part, you can select it from here, or what I like to do is if you hold down the control key when you're on this screen right here where you're seeing your model, if you hold down the control key, it actually brings up all the bone things. So you've got right ear, left ear, head as an example. So if you were to select the headpiece, once you selected that, as I said, don't use the move tool on most of the body parts because it will just mess up the structure of your character. So what you actually want to do is you use the rotate tool for this kind of thing, and you can move up and down like that. You can turn left and right. Oh, you can do this and do the things with the stuff and blah. And then once you've done that, blah blah blah. So as an example, that's how you actually select pieces. There's quite a lot of bones to this actual body itself. You've got one for the tail, the spine itself. You may notice the wings don't actually have a like any bones when you hold down the control key. For whatever reason on this model, they're not there. So if you want to get to wings, you'll actually have to select it yourself in the wings thing. So you could select right wing as an example. Right wing is this side. These are closed wings though, so there's not really much point animating these because they're always closed. But you can do if you want to, like you can just do wing open one, rotate that. I'm not sure what that does exactly. It doesn't seem to do much. Let's try this one. Wait, what the hell? What the flump? I don't even know what that does. What is wing open one? Apparently they don't do anything. Maybe I can stretch them. No? Alright then. So basically the moral of this story is just don't use closed wings and animate them. Just use open wings only. Anyway, so I found something new out. If you want to do facial animation, you want to go to flexes, like eyes. So you can do eyes, you can make them look up and down, like so. You can do left and right, like this. You can even change the eye convergence, so they go in the head, like that, or they can go out, like, ooh, oh, blah, blah, blah. But I don't mess around with the convergence, unless I'm using Derpy. Mid-face is like the facial expressions, like you can do angry, that's like the eyes, like that kind of thing. You can do sad, so he's like, oh, I'm really sad now. Oh, that's the wrong eye, sorry. Let's probably do the left one so you can see better. There we go, yeah. Oh, I'm sad. You can do happy, so I would do happy. Whee, I'm so happy. His face, though. Anyway, you can do eye closing. If you want to do like a blinking animation, you can do that. That's blinking, like, blinking. Mid-face is like the nose wrinkle. I don't really need to show you all this stuff, but I'm just going through it just so you know. Lower face, you can do jaw opener. You can be like, oh my god! Oh! Anyway, you get the point. That's basically how you move your character around and do the things. Now, if you actually want to animate it so that it moves, like, properly when you hit play, because I don't know, if I hit play, nothing happens. And that's because at the moment I've just got the one keyframe right here on 0. The best way to do this, if you want to mess around with moving your character, you should probably stay in this tool right here, the motion editor, when you're doing, because if you can move this point anywhere by accident in the graph tool, and then if I was to, example, move his head right here, if I was to rotate his head when my cursor's here by accident, if I've left it there and I haven't realized, and then move his head, if I hit play from 0 now, it'll actually move. And that's how you move it, but sometimes you might leave the cursor there by accident. Whereas if I do that in the motion editor, let me delete that keyframe, do that in motion editor, it doesn't matter where I put this, I can put it here and then move the head and it won't actually do shit. So if I go to this now, it's just automatically at the start because it doesn't matter where I've put the cursor, because sometimes you tend to put the cursor in the wrong place a lot of the time, and if you're in this editor, the graph editor, and it can be really annoying. You're like, oh, what the hell went wrong? And you're just sitting there thinking like, what the hell did I do? And then you look at it and you're like, oh well, fuck, shit, god damn it. But when you're actually ready to animate and move your character around, let me undo this a second. Blah 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 blah. Why is his head not going back to normal? There we go. Okay, when you actually want to animate, so I'm just going to do something real quick. I'm just going to do a simple, let's see. I don't know, I'm just going to do something really stupid. I'm just going to like take it to 3. Oh, these are not seconds. These are seconds. These are milliseconds, or no, not milliseconds, but whatever. Alright, I'm going to go to 1 second, and I'm going to have his head turn to the opposite direction, like that, just to be creepy. Now, some models, if you turn heads and things all the way around, because you're not supposed to in real life, that's not how things work, it can actually fuck up the texture. So you can see there, that's actually twisted really badly on the neck. But that doesn't really matter. I'm just showing this as tutorial purposes. Plus, I don't think you're ever going to do an animation where the head spins all the way around, unless you're a crazy motherfucker like me. Anyway, I'm going to move it to 2 seconds now, and I'm going to spin it around again, but this way, and then when I hit play from 0, he should spin his head all the way around. There you go. Simple animation, and that's how you do it. Now, let's just say, for argument's sake, you wanted to do a galloping animation. Like I showed you earlier, I imported it into the DMX folder that I created. If you want to do that, let me just undo all of this. You don't need to undo this, but I'm just going to get rid of it all, because why the hell not? Right, so if you want to do that, now there's a tricky thing with this. To import an animation, you think, alright, so all I have to do is right-click, and then go to import animation, and then you find the destination folder. You just have to go through SFM, Steam apps, all of that stuff, refer to the beginning of the video to find out where it is, and it'll be in user mod if you created it in the right place. I'm going to select Gallop. Now when I hit open, it will come up with this thing. If I hit OK, oh no, where's my OC gone? What he's actually done is he's gone all the way over there to where I first spawned him. What the hell? Where the hell? He's actually under the map. Okay. That's not where I first spawned him. So he's all the way under the map. He has the gallop animation on, so if I hit play, there he is. He's galloping, but he's under the map. And look, if you actually tried to move him from the root transform, if I tried to move him, it's not going to work. Now, the reason why that didn't work is because if I go all the way back over here, so what you actually want to do instead is you click the character like so, go to the plus button so you can see everything. Now everything should be highlighted. Now here's what you properly do. You hold down the control key and select root transform so that it's unhighlighted. Then you right click root transform and go to import animation. Now let go of the control key. Now you can import whatever you want and the character should stay positioned wherever they were. There we go. And also, the benefit of this is if you want to move it from the root transform, you now can do. So I could put him in the air if I wanted to, and then now he's galloping on thin air. He's doing what those Pegasuses were doing in the very first episode of MLP, where they were galloping in thin air, carrying the chariot. So you can do stuff like that if you really want to. And there you go. The only thing with importing an animation that I've noticed, unfortunately, is because you've already got an animation preset on the entire body, the only thing you can move and modify is the root transform, which is the moving of the round, moving them around. If you wanted to say move the head, I don't think it will let you do it. So let me try moving the head. Oh, wait, never mind. I guess it does work. Last time I tried doing this, it wouldn't let me move the head. Or actually, wait, maybe it was the facial expressions it wasn't letting me do. Let me try that. So if I go to upper face and try making him angry. Yeah, see, that's the left eye. Look, what happens if I let go of this? It disappears. You can't change facial expressions on an animation. You can turn the head, turn the arms, do whatever you want. Like as I just shown you, I've moved the head. But you can't make them talk. So you can't ever have a running scene using a pre-animation that's already made for you, like this one I've just imported. You can't ever have an animation scene where the character is galloping and talking at the same time. So you can't do that. That's a no-no, apparently. SFM won't let you do that. Unless there is a way to do it, I don't actually know. I'm still pretty new to SFM, sort of. I only started, like, April last year or something. So I don't know everything, but I'm telling you what I know and what I'm able to do. Okay, now I'm going to teach you about camera basics. Camera basics is fairly simple. As I said earlier, you want to select the actual camera, so camera 1. You can set up multiple cameras, so I could have a camera here, then I could hit this down arrow thing right next to it, and change scene camera, and then I could do new camera, and I could have camera 2 here, and then you could switch between them both. Sorry, you could switch. Hold on. You could switch to camera 1, and then you could switch back to camera 2 just by clicking the button right here and going to camera 2. But yeah. Okay, so for the moment, the only thing you can do with the camera is wherever you leave it, like let's just say I leave it as a side view right here. When you export the animation, that's all it's going to be able to do. You can't animate the camera. You can't, like, make it, say, go from 0 and be here, and then go to 2 seconds in and move the camera. You can't do that as it is. If you want to do that, you have to go to the drop-down arrow here next to where it says camera 2. You have to go to Create Animation Set, and then that'll put camera 2 in your animation set editor over here. So now, if you click camera 2, you'll have the timeline here. So I could insert a keyframe here. That's the insert a keyframe button, or insert bookmarks as they're called in SFM. As an example, if I move this to here and move the camera like so, it'll actually create a bookmark for me, but you could just move it there and then hit the keyframe button. Or you could actually, if I undo that, you can hit the M key and that will create a bookmark. Anyway, I'll undo that for a second. Right, let me get rid of this as well. Alright, so at the moment you just have the camera stationary. So at the moment it's just doing that. Now if I wanted to move the camera around the character, I could go to, let's say I want this to take about, let's say 4 seconds. I could do that. And then move the camera around to this side of him. Now, what you might notice is the camera will actually just go through the character now, like so. Now, you don't want it to do that. You can change this by going into the middle of that, so you're about halfway through the animation, and instead facing it this way, in front. That way, what that will do now is this. If I hit play. And there you go. Okay, well that didn't work out like I wanted it to. What the actual hell? Let's try that again. Let's actually get rid of this keyframe. Sorry about that. Alright, so actually if you do this instead, turn around, this should do it. If it doesn't, then I don't know what the hell I am talking about. Let's see. Okay, there we go, that's worked. So yeah, you could do something like that. So that's a basic camera movement. I know that at the moment the camera's running, the character's running on the spot. If you want them to move forward while they're doing it, I'll just basically show you how you can do that. You just go to the camera, select the root transform, go to 0. Hold on, am I still in the camera? No, I'm not. If I get rid of that for a second. Alright, so do that. I'll get to 4 seconds. and I will actually move the character forward. I'm going to go into work camera mode here to make this easier on myself. Oops. Gone under the map like a donut. I'm sorry. I'm so stupid. Alright. So, unfortunately the character's angle is a bit odd, so I can't actually just move him forward like I want to. So, I'm going to just do this, like so. Okay. That looks about straight. That's totally not fast enough, though. I mean, he's galloping, so he's got to go far. He's going to go really far. Let's say it takes him about 4 seconds to get over here. Right, I want to make this look straight, like as if he's just ran in a straight line. Let's see if I can pull that off. That is totally wrong. That might work, I guess. Hold on, I'm inside a building at the moment, unfortunately. I don't know how I've managed to do that. How on earth did I manage to cock that up so badly? You know, let's move the original position. Let's move him, say, over here. That'll make it easier on us. So now, position 4. Okay, that looks straight, I guess. Alright, screw it. Alright, so now I'm going to go back to the camera thing. If I hit play, by the way, he'll be running. He'll actually be running like that. Now, I'm going to go to the camera setting again, and I'm going to create a cinematic shot. And that's really easy to do. All you have to do is, I'm going to get rid of those. Right, so I'm going to get the first camera keyframe on him like this. I'm going to do this. And about 2 seconds in, I'm going to have the camera follow him over here, and it's going to move in front of him like so. And then on the so I'm going to wait. I'm going to insert a keyframe there. What the hell? Why did that do that? That's weird. What the hell? Alright, give me a second. I appear to be having some technical difficulties. So oh, I'm in work camera mode. Sorry, my bad. Alright, camera 2. Alright, I was in work camera mode because I am a nana. Don't ever do that. See, the SFM, you can make mistakes on it really easily because you make silly mistakes like that and then you end up like going, what have I just done? I don't even know. Right, I'm going to go to 2 seconds in, follow where the goddamn hell he went, or he's over here. So now I'm going to put the camera in front of him like so. I'm actually going to zoom in like this. Oh no, I'm going to zoom out actually. Zooming out will be cooler. There we go. So if you want to zoom out, by the way, zoom in, like change field of view, you hold down the left mouse button and use the scroll wheel on your mouse. If you're using a laptop and don't have a mouse, I don't know how to change it. I'm very sorry. But that's how you do that. And then on the 4th second, I'm actually going to move to him. Where is he? And move around like this. And I'm actually going to zoom in this time. Okay, there we go. And now, if I hit play from 0, this is what you get. Simple animation. Okay, now I've shown you how to do that, I'm going to show you how to export an animation. This is just the basics. There's not a hell of a lot to it. Oh, first of all, actually, I'm going to go to work camera. I'm not going to show you how to export yet. If you want to add lighting to your map, if you right-click on here, enable lighting should automatically be defaulted. You can turn it on or off. That's without lighting. It looks kind of silly. You should probably keep lighting on. Something I recommend, I don't know if you noticed this for the model, but there's actually quite a lot of black dots on the model. That's to do with the shading. Something to do with the shadows on the characters aren't that great. So if you want to do this, go to render settings and then turn motion blur off for 1, because motion blur is stupid. No one likes that. It just looks dumb. And then also turn ambient occlusion off. You see, that'll get rid of a lot of the blackness, the black shading there, because that'll get rid of shading in general. I mean, there's still a little bit of shading there, but not much. You can put the shading up if you place a light. I'm actually going to do that now. I'm going to show you how lights work, so let me just get rid of this a sec. If you want to import a light, you hit this plus button, go to create animation set for new light, and then the light spawns in where the character is. So you want to move that, because it's too bright. He just looks like... It looks like he's going Super Saiyan right now. You don't want that. You don't want him going Super Saiyan. So you want to select the light, and you want to move it, basically. I'm going to move it, let's see, as an example, Gonna move it right all the way back here, so it's not too bright. Gonna move it up. I'm actually gonna rotate it down a bit. You can change the brightness of things, of the light itself. So at the moment that's a supernova. I could put it all the way back. I'm actually going to put the intensity down so it's not as bright. I'm going to put the horizontal view and everything up, the radius. The shadow filter will actually like create more shadows. What I do is I tend to put it all the way to the left and drag it a little bit. That way you can see that shadow's a little bit smoother. You can mess around with so many of these settings. They all do different things. It's up to you to figure out what they all do. I could figure it out for you, but I don't really know. I just mess around with it as I'm going on. I wouldn't really mess around with these though. These constant that word I can't say. Don't mess around with these because they're just insane. If you move it a little bit, it does this. Wait, it does this. There we go. Look, I barely even moved that slider and it's done that. So yeah, don't mess around with that. And the same with this one as well. It's not as bad, but it's a bit ridiculous. I'm going to have it on that setting. That's cool. Anyway, so you got a light there. You can actually see what it looked like before and after if you disable the light here, this little thing. So you can have light, no light, light, no light. Obviously, with a light, you have a shadow. What you can also do as well, you can make the light follow the character, just the same as animating. So if, as an example, he moves out of the light, so if I go to camera 2, and view this, the light's gone now, it's not followed him. So what you have to do is you have to animate that itself. So I'm going to go to work camera, go to 4 seconds, and I am going to move the light with him. So I'm going to move all the way over there. There we go. Well, let me just sort this out, make sure it's okay. That should be okay. That should now actually be following him. Let's see that from overhead view. Let's hit play and see if the light is following him. Yeah, it seems to be pretty well. It's actually keeping a spotlight on him. So if I go to camera 2 and watch that, should look pretty good. You could do a lot more interesting things with the lighting, but I'm not going to bother. This is only a test video. So now I'm going to show you how to export things. File, export, movie. You can do poster or image. I never do that. I just go to movie because I'm doing movie. You want to save, of course, because why the hell not? Look at that frame rate though, 1,127 frames a second. That's amazing. Right, anyway, what you want to do is you might want to actually create a folder on your desktop. I've got one called animations. I keep all my animations in there. I've got everything in here. That's all my animation stuff. So create a folder, save it in there. I need to save it in there actually. So I'm going to go to my thing, I'm going to go to desktop, and I'm going to select animations. I'm just going to call this tutorial. Let's check that. One thing to note about naming files in SFM, someone told me to do this. I don't know if you actually have to do it, but he told me if you put spaces and things, like say you put a space and then put 1, you can't do that. Don't do that. If you want to do spaces, do an underscore and then do a 1 or something. So if you want to do a space, you have to do underscore. So I'm just going to do tutorial. Now these are settings I recommend. Now SFM default comes with 720p, but you can actually change that. I'm going to tell you how to change that. If you want to have 1080p SFM animations, go to Steam. Once you're on Steam, look for Source Fimmaker. So you want to go to library, you want to go to software, right click, go to properties, and go to set launch options. Now you come up with this thing. Now this should be blank, but if you see this right here, it'll have a dash, then SFM, underscore, resolution, then a space, and then I've put 1080. You can go all the way up to 4K if you want to. I did try that myself, but for some reason my videos wouldn't play back. That might be something to do with the fact that I've only got a 1080p resolution monitor. Maybe if I had a 4K screen, I could do that. So you can export in much higher resolution if you want to. Anyway, once you hit OK, it will actually save it, and then you may have to restart the program, I don't know. And then once you go to File and Export, you will actually have the option for 1080p. So I'm going to go to 1080p, I'm going to go full out. Now, if you were to just export this right now, the default sequence duration for rendering is 60 seconds. So if I were to hit export right now, it would actually export the whole 60 seconds on the timeline. But my animation only lasts for 4 seconds. So don't just hit export. You want to go to see where it's at the duration, change it to custom, and type 4, or however long your animation lasts for. So I'm doing 4.000. You can choose where it starts from as well. Like if you had the animation start from 2 seconds, you could have 2 seconds of the animation play starting from 2. But I'm going to just go 0.000. You can include audio or not, but because I haven't actually put any audio on this, I'm going to disable it because there's no point. The format, you can choose whatever you want. It actually the only thing on there is AVI, so that's kind of a thing. There's options here. I keep it on movie, but you can do image sequence. What that does is every single frame is an image. It's like a PNG image. You can do that if you want to, but I wouldn't recommend it. So just go to movie. Now you go in the more options thing. This is the render settings I showed you earlier. This is what this is. You can turn motion blur off, and you can turn ambient occlusion off. Keep everything else the same. It should be fine. Keep everything else in. And then once you are ready, you hit export, and it'll go through this process. It shouldn't take too long. It depends on your PC. Depends how good your, I guess, CPU is or whatever, graphics card. I don't know. I'm not very smart with computers. Anyways, I'll stop this here and show you when it's done. Okay, so once your animation is done exporting, you go find where it is. It's in my animations folder, and you hit play. Now, one thing to note is when you first hit play after exporting it, it might have issues with frame rate like this. Now, this is normal from what I know, because this always happens to me. I think it's something to do with 1080p. Before I changed my options to 720, it wasn't doing this. But it's fine if you're not just watching it back. If you actually go into an editing program like, say, Sony Vegas, and then put it on the timeline there, it shouldn't lag. It might lag to begin with, but if you keep hitting play from the beginning over and over and over again, it will gradually correct itself. I'll show you what I mean. So let's say you have an editing program like Sony Vegas. You want to import your thing, so you just drag it on, or you could go to File, Import. Now, it will lag in this thing, probably. As you can see, it's lagging right here, but if you keep hitting the play button over and over and over again, eventually it will correct itself. So right now, it's still having frame rates, but if you keep constantly hitting play, eventually, once it's done it enough times, it will actually start to smoothen out. You can see right now it is actually starting to smoothen a little bit. It's playing a lot more of it. It's taking its time. You just got to give it some time. What I recommend if you want to do that on Sony Vegas, you can actually just double click this, put this on loop, and then hit play, and then it will actually go through it constantly. I don't know why it does this. As I say, I think it's something to do with exporting animations in 1080p, in which case, if it gets too bad for you, just switch it back to 720. All you have to do is just go on Steam and just go back to this and just change that to 720. Should be fine. It is still lagging. I don't know why. It might actually because I've got it in best full. If I put it in preview auto, it might be fine. Let's try that. That doesn't appear to be correcting it, but whatever. It fixed itself for me. My other animations are fine. I don't know why it does it with certain ones. Like this one's fine as an example, and this one's in 1080p. This one plays fine. As I say, if you have any issues and if it annoys you too much, just switch it back to 720p. It should be fine when you export in 720. Anyways, that's about it for basic animation. That's pretty much the majority of what I know. I do know a lot more than this. This is only the pony stuff as well. Like, you can get models like Halo models as an example if you're into Halo games, and you can do animations like this that are on screen now. I did this one myself many months ago, about 3 or 4 months ago. I worked on this animation. It's incomplete. It's not that great, to be honest, but you can do stuff like that if you want to. It doesn't have to be MLP stuff. This tutorial will work for anybody, really. But anyways, this is the basis of MSN. Wow, I'm done. SFM, not fucking MSN. This is the basics of SFM. If I helped you in this tutorial, please like the video up and show your support. If you would like to see some more tutorials, maybe even a tutorial on the basics of Sony Vegas, I will show you that if you want to. I love helping people, and if it stops people bugging me like, hey, can you show me this on Skype, then I will make a video instead, and I refer to that video constantly over and over again. Anyways, so thanks for watching this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, like the video up, and I'll see ya on the next video. Goodbye! Hello every pony, Burning Axe here from Brohoof Productions. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, as always, thumbs the video up and Brohoof that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Take this free muffin, and I'll see ya on the next video. Bye!